What is big data? Big data is in reference to high-volume datasets made of structured, non-structured, and semi-structured datasets from multiple data sources. Now, what makes this data differ from traditional data models is that it has to follow the three V's at a much larger scale than a traditional model. The three V's are volume, velocity, and variety. Technologies developed to maintain and manage data at such volumes, for example, are Apache Hadoop and Apache Spark. What are the challenges you may face when adopting big data technologies within your company? The first challenge you may encounter is costs. With this technology being primarily in the cloud, you do run into this situation of scaling up past expected budgets, which falls into the next segment, which is upscaling. This technology is really efficient at, essentially offering the capacity to deliver value for high volume data. But the issue is you often run into an issue at upscaling at cost. And if your solutions aren't properly maintained, you might run into those various issues of pushing past your budget in order to keep stability. In order for us to maintain faith in our data with our users, we need to validate and have various steps along the way to ensure that we are maintaining and managing our data quality so that the faith that we generate in our users through our reporting solutions is kept and we can continue processing and publishing data at the rate that we are. It is also important to know and not get caught up in all the varying technologies that are available. It is important to test and apply what is available to you so that you can kind of weed through the various products and try to find the appropriate solution. But with there being such a lack of understanding and acceptance of big data currently within the field, it may be better off just to smart in smaller scales to avoid some of these challenges that I've highlighted here above. The best practices within big data currently are implementing big data as a business decision, ensuring that it is, seen as an integral aspect, something that's going to look at a business goal and try to reap the maximum amount of value. And then with that leads to the next items of gathering requirements and figuring out what exactly business users need to attain those goals, evaluating those requirements and determining what data we have present and what data we will need to go find. And then to start onto a small project, don't try to utilize this tool. Keep it within scale so that you can upscale and keep within budget, and then follow with a proper data governance program will allow you to essentially evaluate out and document the data so that it can be properly utilized across the company. While also implementing an agile workflow, this will essentially allow you to utilize the best tools and practices of big data while also implementing a development structure to complement those tools. Followed with an adoption of the cloud and a utilization of reporting from the get-go and embedding it within operational workflow will provide you the scalability and impact to justify deploying a big data solution. Implementing a data governance framework within your organization can provide you the roadmap to establish and understand your data between all users. It will provide the context established so that you can identify and manage personal identified information for regulatory services and requirements like GDPR. This framework can also provide the foundation to be able to get rid of data silos and other such data nuisances that may populate within a data framework. With Hadoop and Spark and various other big data tools having such a large learning curve, it may be better to utilize a data warehouse to offset the reporting services need in some instances for users. By deploying this data into a data warehouse, you might take time to look at the varying architectures available to you so that you can look and see what might support best. There are, a number of solutions you can choose. I've chosen these 4 to highlight. The Kimball Data Warehouse architecture, the Independent Data Mart architecture, the hub and spoke corporate architecture, and then the hybrid hub and spoke architecture. which utilizes features from the Kimball architecture to essentially try to overcome some of the complications that its architecture creates. There's no wrong answer here. Whatever solution works best for your organization is ultimately going to be the one you want to deploy out. Um, and a number of organizations go out of the way to implement multiple, utilizing the ones that fit the situation best at hand so that they can pull the most value out of their situation. Here is a list of references that I utilized to produce this presentation. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day.